What's up all the people on the internet? My name is Malo and this is DailyPlus. Hello everyone, once again and welcome back to DailyPlus, your favorite show about everything Eurovision. The month of March has officially started and that means we have a lot of Eurovision songs coming up. The national finals are finishing up, we have all the internal selected songs coming up, and we've had a lot of songs this week, so there's a lot to talk about. But other than that, we have today's Eurovision fun fact and of course the song of the week. So let's get started. And we are starting last Sunday in Latvia, because the Supernova 2016 was held last Sunday in Latvia, and the winner there was Just and his song Heartbeat.
Feeling your heartbeat, that's what I want.
Just is the winner in Latvia and will now go to Stockholm to represent the country. Not much is known about this singer, but the writer and composer is pretty interesting. Because the writer and composer is Aminata, who represented Latvia last year with the song Love Injected. Last year Latvia finished 6th with Love Injected at the grand final at the Eurovision. Who knows, maybe Just will be able to give the country an even better result and give them their second win. This week we also saw the premiere of the Armenian entry. Take a listen right here to Love Wave.
It's taking over me.
Love Wave is the song that Iveta will be singing at this year's Eurovision Song Contest in Stockholm in May. The song was premiered earlier this week on the Eurovision YouTube channel, and we can look forward to hearing the song live in May. Last year Armenia finished 16th with the group Genealogy and their song Face the Shadow. And we will find out in May if Iveta can do an even better job. We also have some exciting news from Down Under, as the Australian singer has now been revealed by Australian broadcaster SBS. It is the famous singer Demi, who rose to fame doing the X Factor in Australia a couple years ago, that will be singing for Australia this year. Demi won the 5th season of the X Factor in Australia. She was also very much a fan favorite. Lots of fans wanted Demi to represent Australia, and now she is heading for Stockholm for the Eurovision Song Contest. Australia took part for the first time in Eurovision last year with Guy Sebastian and the song Tonight Again. Back then they came 6th. Let's see if Demi will be able to do even better. Rising Star also finished in Israel this week, and the winner there was Hovi Star. Hovi Star won the Rising Star with his song Made of Stars. That's a lot of stars. And he is now on his way to represent Israel at the Eurovision Song Contest. However, it has been known over the last couple days that Israel might change their song because of the way that the public and the media has reacted to Hovi Star winning. Last year, Israel took part in the final for the first time in many years with the song Golden Boy that finished 9th. Will this be another final place for Israel, or will they be stuck in the semi-final once more? We'll find out in May. Another song premiere we had this week, that was Montenegro. Because from Montenegro we have Highway and their song The Real Thing. This is the song that's going to be representing Montenegro at the Eurovision this year, and it is sung by the band Highway, who became famous in the last season of X Factor in Montenegro. The song is completely in English, which is something we haven't seen from Montenegro for many years. Last year Montenegro was represented by Knes, and his song placed 13th in the grand final, which is the best placing for Montenegro ever. Will Highway be able to place even better? Only time will tell. Another song that was released this week, that was Slow Down by Dove Bob. Dove Bob was one of the first participants to be announced for this year's Eurovision, and now his song Slow Down has finally been released. The Dutch broadcaster revealed the song during a radio show, and the song was posted shortly after on the Eurovision YouTube page. Last year the Netherlands didn't manage to go to the final with their song Walk Along. Hopefully Dove Bob and Slow Down will give the Netherlands a better result, maybe even better than they did in 2014, where they came second with the Common Linnet and Calm After the Storm. And the last internally selected song we saw this week was from Russia. It's You Are the Only One by Sergei Lazarev.
Thunder and lightning, it's getting exciting. Lights up the skyline to show where you are. My love is rising, the stories unwinding.
Sergei finally released his song You Are the Only One, and this lovely dance pop number will be what Russia brings to the stage at Eurovision in May. Russia is still one of the favorites to win Eurovision this year, placing in the top 3 on most betting websites. Last year Russia came second with A Million Voices, being the first second place song to ever get over 300 points. Maybe this year will be the second win for Russia? We'll see in May. The Estonian national selection esc-plus was held this weekend, and the winner here is Jori Putzman.
See all your walls come down.
Juri and his song Play won the esti-laul in Estonia and is now on his way to represent Estonia at Eurovision 2016. Juri became famous in Estonia after winning the 6th season of the Estonian version of Idol. Ever since then, he's been signed to Universal Music, and now the next step for his career is Eurovision in May. His song Play is also co-written by Stig, who was the male singer for last year's entry, Goodbye to Yesterday. Last year, Estonia came second with Goodbye to Yesterday by Elena and Stig. With Juri and his song Play, Estonia might be able to get another top 10 placing. We'll find out soon. Poland also held their national selection this weekend, and the winner here was Mikael's Back and Color of Your Life. Mikael was the surprise winner in Poland this weekend when he won over the famous Polish singer Margaret, who was the bookie's big favorite to win the big Eurovision show in May. Now, a lot of fans have been very upset over this choice. However, the Polish people seem to love it. The Polish selection had a 100% televote, and Mikael was the big winner. Last year, Poland came 23rd in the grand final with Monica and In the Name of Love. We will find out in May if Mikael can go to the final for Poland once more, or if they will stay in the semifinals. And finally, we now also have the final running order for this year's Melodifestivalen. All the semifinals have been held, and this weekend we saw Andra Chansen, which now gives us the 12 participants for this year's Melodifestivalen. Last year, as we all know, Sweden won the big show with Måns Zelmerlöw and Heroes. Do you think there's a potential Eurovision winner in this year's Melodifestivalen lineup? Let us know down in the comments. Well, there you go, that was all the news we had for this week. Once again, that was a lot of songs. But now let's talk about a little bit of a fun fact, because let's talk about Eurovision venues. Back in the days, Eurovision really wasn't a big show. In the very early days, the show was usually just held in a TV studio, with a couple hundred people watching the show live. However, as the contest grew bigger and bigger, more and more countries wanted to create a big show, letting the show be held in music halls or even stadiums. But especially over the last couple years, with semifinals being introduced and many more fans coming in and watching the Eurovision is bigger than ever, with the show always being held in giant venues and big stadiums all over Europe. However, what are the biggest ones? Well, the biggest one is still in 2001. In 2001, the contest was held in Copenhagen, Denmark, and it was held inside of the sports stadium Parken. Around roughly 38,000 people watched the show live, which is currently the biggest number of people ever at a Eurovision final. However, second place is close behind, because that was in 2011 when the contest was held in Düsseldorf, in Germany. 35,000 people were able to watch the show live inside of the esc-plus Arena in Düsseldorf. There you go, that was today's fun fact. I hope you enjoyed it. But now, let's listen to the song of the week. I decided to once again pick the song of the week because I felt like this is a song that a lot of people don't remember. However, this is actually one of my favorites from the olden days of Eurovision. So let's take a throwback back to 1982, when the contest was held in Munich in Germany. Here we have the 4th place winner that evening. The song of the week is Julie by Daniel from Yugoslavia.
Pamtim još dodirte ruke, lice I njen pogled blag.
Julie is one of my favorite old-time Eurovision songs. The great upbeat and fun feeling that this song gave was something that I've loved ever since I heard the song the first time. And I definitely think it deserved to win. In my opinion, Yugoslavia should have had their first win in 1982. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think of the song down in the comments. And you can also tell me what song you want to hear as next week's Song of the Week. Well, there you go, that was all for DailyPlus this time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like and a favorite, and click subscribe button if you want more esc+, both shows like this, but also exclusive interviews. All that stuff you can watch if you click subscribe. And if you want all the latest Eurovision news as soon as it comes out, remember to check out website esc-plus.com. We have all the latest news, we have polls, we have exclusive interviews, all these things, all the awesome things you can find over at esc-plus.com. And if you want some more from me, I have a show called Super Showtime. It's all about music and especially song contests. So if you're craving even more Eurovision stuff, or just more music stuff in general, then head over to that channel right now. But that's all for today. See you next week.